What is going on today, guys? Welcome back. It is kind of another windy, cold, rainy day. Got a storm came through last night, but today we're going to be working back on the Peterbilt, giving it a little bit of a facelift. But look at what happened in the back here. That tree is not supposed to be laying over on its side. So, you know, just another thing to add to the list. But anyway, like I said, today we are going to be giving our Peterbilt 379 project a little bit of a facelift. We're going to be getting rid of this bumper. Not really my style. It's what came with the truck. It's a little bent. It's a little tweaked. As you can see, it's definitely already been pushed back. So we're gonna try and give this thing a little bit of a facelift, mess around with the headlights a little bit, and just continue working on and see what we can improve on this beast. Our parts, I believe, are almost in for the back. I'm really excited to get this thing wrapped up and put the sleeper back on it. That way we can stop putting a tarp over this majestic beast here. So anyway, let's get started. We're gonna start by removing the front bumper here, and we'll go from there. That's what she said. What? Oh, great. Let's check the other side, I guess. Or, well, let's get the bolt on the other side. Yeah, somebody gave this thing a wham bam thank you ma'am, that's for sure. Yep. Alright, so we got the original bumper off, and as you guys can see, there's some tweaked brackets on here. Now, originally, you know, guys hit stuff all the time and tweak some bumpers and stuff, but we've got a little bit of a plot twist here, which, of course, there's always something, guys. There always seems to be something going on. So, it's just kind of, man, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little frustrated right now. I want to just put the front bumper on. You guys can't really see me, of course. So we pick an easy job, right? Well, supposedly easy, you know, like we just want to change the front bumper. It's not a huge deal. It's a bolt-on, bolt-off deal. But because this truck, I think has got a pretty interesting past life, which I know nothing about. As you can see, the bumper that we took off was a little tweaked, and they must have hit something pretty decent. Because right here, this is where where it bolts on. You got these 3 bolts right here. This bumper piece is actually tied into this whole entire front suspension part and holds the front spring on there. Well, on this side, you can see we're missing something. And here's the other piece of what somebody tried to weld on. This is actually, it seems like it's cast aluminum, which we are going to have to try and convince Silent Mike to come over here and weld up for us, because trying to change this entire piece back here, man, that is just not a job that I really want to get involved with right now. I think this bolt obviously is good. We're going to try and really just bevel the crap out of this thing and get a lot of heat into it. Obviously, we have our welder. I think it can be welded. He seems to think that we can do a pretty decent job, and we can try it. If it breaks again, I'll obviously have to address it. But for right now, I really just want to try and weld this piece back on there and see how well it comes out. Again, those bottom pieces really just kind of hold the bumper. The bumper is pretty decently heavy. It does obviously move around a bunch, so we'll see if we can get a weld to hold. Now, the other thing is a problem is we need 220, and the welder's in this shop. And as you can see, the front of this truck is extremely far away from the front of that shop. So we now need to move the truck over there to get it welded up, and we don't really have any caging bolts or chamber bolts to move this thing. So yeah, now we got to reinvent the wheel and get the truck over here when it doesn't move, or we could just say forget the front bumper. I'm not really sure, guys. This is just like, this is the plot twist where it's like, all right, you got the day planned and then this happens. So we got to try and bounce to do something else. So I think we might go run out and get some bolts for the back of this. And what I think I'm going to do is, I think I have another set of these, I believe you want to call them fender hood supports. I've seen a lot of guys actually powder coat these black, and they kind of match the whole thing. You don't even realize that they're there. So I think I want to take those off. And then we've got some stuff that I want to do with the headlights as well, so we might just move to that as well. So stay tuned for what the day holds. Obviously, you got to roll with the punches, and this one's definitely a little unexpected, kind of a little sucky. We got a tree that falls first thing in the morning. We got a broken front bumper mount, but you know what? I'm gonna try and remain positive. Can't let this stuff kill you. All the guys over here are moving all of their stuff. All the forms are gone, so we're getting some progress there, at least anyway. But anyway, guys, stay tuned, and I'll catch back up with you when I figure out what exactly we're gonna do. Anyway, maybe I'll pull out the front bumper that we do have. I at least want to show you guys that, you know, the cool stuff. I'm trying to get to the cool stuff for you guys and put on some good cool things instead of taking everything apart. But yeah, that is where the day is at, boys. So here's what we've been working on. We've been taking off these big orange bulky caps here, which look honestly quite, in my opinion, they just do not do anything for the looks of the truck here. So went ahead and took those babies off because we've got some caps for the other side, and I got the other side kind of done. We'll get to that, but I want to kind of get your guys' opinion on what you kind of like looks wise. Now we're gonna stick with these squares. I actually don't really mind. I know a lot of guys like the J's, the singles, the doubles, but we're gonna kind of stick with these for now, just because honestly, cost wise, I'd love to have a set of like dual, double J's. Like those are really, really sick. But for now, we're gonna stick with these. Now I'm not sure. Originally, I kind of wanted to take the whole entire thing off and have it either painted, paint matched, or powder coated, and maybe just leave these clear. But I think after seeing this other side over here, I think what we're going to do is maybe just get some blackout headlights. So we got the caps going on. Now, the other thing that happened, of course, everything is coming apart not very nicely on this truck. And I guess this is just kind of old truck working on old truck kind of things. So steel screws in aluminum never really works out. On this one, we were actually able to salvage 3 of the holes, and then we broke off one down there. The other side, 3 of them broke off. But this is the other side. So what we did, obviously, we're deleting the turn signal when you go ahead and put one of those caps on. So you don't really need to run them as an amber, which you can if you want. I know a lot of guys actually put them up there and kind of do like watermelon lights for like running and turn signals. I think legally you're supposed to have them on the front, but I went ahead and picked up these housings, which they kind of come with like a little bit of a visor. Now, guys, just imagine this actually being polished and kind of matching, but they've got a little bit of a visor. Your turn signal kind of comes down here, and what I was thinking is polishing everything and then getting some blacked out squares, and then maybe even tinting this a little bit so it's not quite as you know, modern. It kind of like blends in just a little bit. So I'm actually digging it. I kind of like it a lot better than what I thought I was actually going to like it. These kind of always look a little to me. And I think what I would do is actually just wire them just as turn signals, not as running lights. I think when they're on as running lights, it kind of takes away from the kind of like the classic look. So yeah, I am pretty happy. Now, obviously we've got 1, 2, we've got 3 more that we've got to either drill out, tap out bigger. That's going to be another project. But as of right now, I'm kind of digging it. I can't wait to actually get this whole grill surround, get that all polished up. I think it'll come out really, really nicely. These are the new, and as you guys can see, I took off these because I think I definitely want to either get these blacked out. I think they'll blend in a little bit better, maybe polished, but the other ones that I have kind of have a bunch of holes in them. Now, this is actually, I think, well, you know what? This might be cast aluminum too. I'm not really exactly sure. These all have holes in them. So I think I may either need to get new ones. I even kind of thought about doing like the newer style. I'm not sure if the newer style, they're a little bit more rounder, a little bit more sleeker. I'm not sure if the new ones fit on this or not. I believe they do, but that is a little bit of the updating that we've done. It's all these little changes that'll come together in the end. But let me go ahead and pull out the bumper that we got and just kind of maybe just show you guys the bumper, show you guys exactly what I wanted to try and get done. Obviously, we're gonna have to try and fix that little area up there first, but I'm digging it. It's the little stuff, little victories. Today we will take a little victory because today we have been getting our butt kicked. So I will take a small victory. So let's pull this bumper out. It's kind of inside here. I'll pull it out. I'll show you guys exactly what we're gonna go with. Here is what we were planning on putting on today. This is a 20-inch flat bumper. Blind. There's no holes in any of it, so it's kind of got mounts on the backside. It is pretty heavy, so we do need to make sure that that mount gets back on there securely. But I went with the boxed end. I wasn't really sure how I felt about the angles. It's kind of tough because the nose of these things is kind of square. It is a little bit round, especially on the older ones. So we went with a box end. I'm not sure if I'll love it long term, but I really like the box end. I think when we lower the front end, we're gonna have to try and get a flip kit for it to kind of raise it up, because I do want this thing pretty low on the ground. But it is a really nice bumper. Like I said, 20-inch, so it should drop the front down pretty good amount. I can't even remember. I believe this is either a 16 or possibly even an 18. So we're going to be another 2 inches lower just from even what this bumper was. So once we drop this down, like I said, I'd love to do an air ride kit on it. So eventually down the future, but for now we're going to try and take those blocks out in the near future. I need to get a shim for underneath there, but once we drop that down with that bumper, man, it should give this thing a super nice look. But guys, we only have a couple, I would say maybe 30 minutes to an hour of daylight left. What I'm going to do is, I don't want to take this boot ring completely out, but we will be going to get our new boot ring within the next day or so. So I am going to start cutting out all of the hooks. I'm going to leave a couple in for structure. But for now, I'm just going to kind of spend the rest of the day. I'm going to spend the rest of the day just doing something that I know that's just work. I don't have to think about it. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything else that I can really run into. So we're just gonna spend the rest of the day cutting hook bolts out. So let's do that. Let's just when all else fails, just do something. Just go to work. Just get something else done. All right, my friends, we are making some headway. Got all of those cut out from behind. I am leaving a couple. We got two in the middle there, one up there, same over here, 1, 2. Now, the bottom is here. The bottom here is where it gets really interesting. So, from Peterbilt, from the factory, the ring is actually installed, and then the floor is put in. As you can see, there are hooks all behind down here, but this is the floor. Obviously, we are not taking up the floor. We're gonna have to basically drill these out, and then also drill these out all along the bottom here from the outside, just kind of like how we did on the top. We're gonna have to drill all these out individually, punch them out, do them from the outside, which takes quite a bit longer. As you can see, we've got our assortment of clapped out drill bits. We're gonna need a new set of drill bits after we're done with this project, that's for sure. So what we're gonna do, and what I've talked to a couple different people, my man Drew from up north has been helping me out immensely. I'm gonna put his Instagram name down below. He's done a lot of this custom stuff. He's really been helping out. Of course, good buddy Mark has been always helping out as well. So basically, there's blind mount fasteners that we're going to do from the outside on this. It's pretty much the only way. We're already taking the extra step to do the boot ring and not section a new top in. This is basically how we're going to do the bottom. As far as I have found, this is what people have been doing and having good luck with. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue working on, and we are going to drill out this bottom row here, see how far we can get with the sun. The sun is going down. plan for this evening. I told myself that we were not going to go inside, call it quits until this boot ring was pretty much ready to come out. So here's where we left off. We have just a couple left. We've got one in the middle, two in the corners, and then the ones up top. But all of the white marks, I know you guys are having probably a hard time seeing, but all of the white marks is the hooks that have been removed. I left a couple just for structure. Just in the meantime, those shouldn't take anything more than a couple minutes to take out. But man, you know when I said that this truck had a history, it's so weird. Like, you guys can't even see, like, so this boot ring, right? Even this back boot ring, originally I told you guys that it may have been a flat top, and by the VIN number, I think it's always been a stand-up top, but this boot ring has been replaced before. I have no idea why. I don't know if this truck was... I have no idea. Like, I'm not really sure. It's funny. Like, I was talking to somebody else. It's like playing FBI detective on previous vehicles is the most mind-boggling thing. Like, until you actually, like, if I were to ever find the original owner or previous owner of this truck, like, I have no idea, even before the original one, like, who knows? You never know. You never get the full story. But this boot ring has been changed because it's not all hooked. There's bolts even down in this lower corner. Like, it's weird. This lower corner has bolts, like carriage bolts. This corner over here doesn't. Like, I have no idea, but it doesn't really matter. And I guess that's the other thing is, like, it doesn't really matter what it doesn't matter what this truck is or was. Like, we're here, we're doing it. It doesn't change the hard facts of what's in front of you and what you have to do to accomplish what you want to do. We've been getting our butts kicked the last couple days. I'm not gonna lie. We've been getting our butts kicked, and like, I'm just, you know what? Like, I have a new motto. I have a new phrase. I'm sure maybe somebody else has coined phrase this, but like, whatever's happening, just keep working. Like, just keep working. It doesn't matter. Just keep working. Bounce to something else. Do something. Just keep working. So I feel like we did that a little bit tonight. Kind of bummer about the whole front bumper deal, but on the phone, we'll get it fixed. It's no big deal, but we got this boot ring ready to be changed. I'm excited to kind of finally do this job, get it done, and put this sleeper on. We got to paint the frame and get a whole bunch of other stuff situated. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. We're going to keep plugging along. We're going to get all these projects knocked out little by little. And you know what? You know what makes me feel like there's somebody. See this? See, this is their little peep window out here. But you know, something that I take extremely a lot of pride in is that I'm building this stuff. Like, these two hands. Like, you see, it may take longer. We may hit some hurdles. We're learning stuff along the way, but it doesn't matter, because when this truck is done, and you see this thing rolling down the road, you know it's even cooler than being like, man, that's a badass truck. Like, yeah, like right here, this day, right here. I'm gonna remember this day. Like, I think that is what I think is the coolest thing out of everything else. But anyway, boys, that's gonna do it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.